I'm Jnaps MMA. This is my recap and reactions to UFC 305. Jenkins Plessis versus Adesanya. What a card. Card is overall pretty good. The fight though, oh my god, Dricus Plessis, man. Oof. That was so good. We're gonna get to that, man. Overall pretty good card. Let's start off with the first fight of the night. We have Jesus Aguilar versus Stewart Nicoll. I picked Stewart Nicoll, and as I was literally logging on to my Hulu to start watching this fight, I see that Nicoll was on top of Aguilar, and I was like, okay, let's see what this man got. As soon as Aguilar goes to get up, or they both get up, Aguilar gets this man's back, or he just I don't know, he just somehow they got into it. He jumps into a ghillie in the first round, and I'm here all right, is Nicoll gonna pop his head out? And he never did. Fell asleep. And obviously, as you see, they're trying to wake this man up, because I don't know who the ref was, but he took a long ass time to realize that Nicoll was done. Great win by Jesus Aguilar. I picked Stewart Nicoll to win this fight, man, and yeah, Jesus Aguilar's signature guillotine comes in and demolishes Stewart Nicoll. On to the next fight. We have Kenan versus Ricky Glenn. I picked Kenan to win this fight. In the first round, and probably in all the rounds in the story of this fight, he just kept throwing nice flurries. But in the first round, he threw a nice flurry, and Kenan gets knocked down pretty bad by a left hook from Ricky Glenn. But Kenan throwing combos, landing pretty hard on Ricky Glenn, and that was really much the story of the fight. Ricky Glenn had nothing for this guy. Kenan just kept putting the pressure on Ricky Glenn, and was just throwing nasty combos and glazing. Just Ricky Glenn was just dazed and there's nothing he could do. Great win by Kenan, won by unanimous decision, but damn, Ricky Glenn started off the fight good, but just looked like shit towards the end. And he just had nothing for Kenan at all. There's nothing he could do for Kenan. On to the next fight of the card. We have Nolan versus Alex Perez. I picked Nolan to win this fight, and Nolan in the first and second round, he was just leading the dance. He just had overall more output in the fight, putting the pressure, throwing jump knees, and landing his jab, and even landing a nasty elbow. And he was just killing Alex Perez. Alex Perez was just pretty much not doing nothing. In the last round, Nolan went for a Darce choke. He couldn't complete it. Then Perez had him up on the cage until the end of the round, but he was just doing nothing, and just Nolan was just winning this fight, and he won by really good unanimous decision and a dominant performance by Nolan. Good win by Nolan. Let's get to this one. I wanted to get to this one, folks. Jenkins versus Herbert Burns. I picked Jenkins to knock out Herbert Burns. My goodness. UFC, Dana White, please cut Herbert Burns. This guy is trash. I picked Jenkins to win this fight. I'm pretty sure everybody and their grandmas did. Jenkins in the first round was just winning by tagging Herbert Burns. Herbert Burns went for this whack-ass takedown attempt, and Jenkins just literally just falls on him and just lets him up. And Herbert Burns does get a takedown at the end of the first and stays on top. In the second round, there was a bit more grappling for both of the fighters, and you can just tell that Herbert Burns was getting tired already, and it was just like, here we go again. And Jenkins actually drops Herbert Burns, gets on top, but he lets him back up. And the entire fight, he let him back up. He knew there was just one time that Herbert Burns was just not gonna get up. And in the second round, Herbert Burns just laid there, dude, tired as fuck, not looking like he was trying to fight. And finally, in the third round, Jenkins got hit in the nuts, but finally he dropped Herbert Burns, and he tried to go for the finish. He really did. Had some nice ground and pound. Herbert Burns, I don't know how he survived it, but he couldn't finish him, so he let Herbert Burns back up. And Herbert Burns just laid there on the floor like a tired blob, bro. He looked like just a bum. He was a tired bum blob. And Goddard had enough of that crap and said, you know what, this is the fight. Wasn't a stellar performance by Jack Jenkins. Like, I thought he was going to kill this man. But overall, he did pretty good. And just please, cut Herbert Burns from the UFC, man. Nobody needs to fight that bum, bro. Like, nobody needs to fight this bum anymore, bro. It's horrible. On to the next fight of the card. We got Luana Santos versus Casey O'Neill. I picked Luana Santos to win this fight. She was doing good. She was doing good in the first half of this fight. First round, she won that first round. Had O'Neill on the ground. And the first part of the second round, she had her on the ground, but then O'Neill got up, and that was pretty much it. O'Neill was just tagging this girl on the feet the rest of the fight. Luana Santos had nothing for her striking, and every single time she tried to go for a takedown, O'Neill stuffed it. And overall, she just won this fight by output. And in the third round, she even had Luana Santos back. And it ended the round, with the hooks in, almost getting a rear naked choke. And it was a good win for Casey O'Neill. And I was like, damn, it was a really good Gooner fight. This was the Gooner fight for everybody to watch. Okay, it wasn't a really good fight. I'm just stripping balls. It was a Gooner fight. It was a nice Gooner fight to watch, Until this girl, Casey O'Neill, did the ray gun breakdown dance as her celebration, and my meat stick went down as well. It was down. I saw it and I was like, what the heck? Whatever. Good win by Casey O'Neill in this Gooner fight right here. I should have picked Casey O'Neill. Because I knew I knew she had the better striking, but I just thought Luana Santos was going to have, she was going to commit to the ground game, but she just didn't. But whatever. On to the next fight of the card. We have Josh Culibao versus Ricardo Ramos. I picked Josh Culibao. And he could have won this fight if he was more serious about getting a finish, or more serious about actually hurting Ricardo Ramos. In the first round, he hurt Ricardo Ramos so bad with a leg kick, he was limping, and I said, this is the key to victory. You keep tagging this man's leg, eventually he'll just fall and give up. But he went for another leg kick, and he missed tremendously bad, and Ricardo Ramos gets his back, gets the hooks in, and was really close to a rear naked choke. And I'm pretty sure the judges scored it for Ricardo Ramos, because, he was hurt on the feet, but then he almost got a finish in the end of the first round, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm still thinking Josh Culibao could have done something here. In the second round, Culibao was hurting Ramos on the feet, He even hurt him with another calf kick. And imagine, Ramos fell to the ground and everything. He doesn't even go to the ground with him. And instead of, telling the ref to bring this man up, what does he do? First of all, I'm surprised the ref didn't even stand it up when he saw what was going on. But he stayed kicking and punching this guy on the feet while Ricardo Ramos was there laying on the ground. And I was just there like, what are you doing, Josh Culibao? Like, make the ref stand up. Make the ref stand Ricardo Ramos up. Keep kicking this man's leg. And stop playing with him. Finish him. You can finish this guy. And in the third round, I thought he was gonna do that. But Josh Culibao was just dancing and just playing around with Ricardo Ramos. And again, Culibao gets on his back. Ricardo Ramos gets on Culibao's back, gets top mount. And I was really talking crap about how Ricardo Ramos does not have IQ. It's Culibao that doesn't have any IQ, man. I don't know how you don't finish this guy. But whatever. Ricardo Ramos gets the win. Great win by, not even a great win, man. Nice, whatever. Ricardo Ramos did his thing to get the win. Josh Culibao, stop playing with your meat. Stop playing with your food. Finish the fight. You had this man hurt. Come on, bro. That was super disappointing to see, but whatever. On to the main card. We have Justin Tafa versus Walter Walker. This wasn't really controversial or whatever, because they said it was a controversial call, but Tafa had Walker hurt in the first round. Really bad. But then, I don't know what the hell is wrong with these heavyweight, the Tafa brothers, let's just say that. Walker gets the takedown, and whatever. As Tafa tries to get back up, Walker's still on his back with the clinch. And Tafa's cheating ass grabbed the cage twice, bro. A bunch of times. The ref didn't tell him anything. Or did it the second time. The first time he didn't catch him. But all of a sudden, Walker gets this man into a heel hook before the round even ends. And Tafa didn't really verbally tap, but he was just agonizing in pain. And the ref stops the fight right there. And Valter Walker gets the win. Not gonna lie. He gets the win. Ref probably saved him from getting his knee torn into a million pieces right there. But what Tafa did right after, brother. I don't know what they were saying, but he goes up to Walker, and I guess Walker was talking a little bit of shit or whatever. And Tafa's pussy ass gets mad and slaps Valter Walker, and I'm just brother, you lost the fight fair and square. I don't know. It was ticking to the end, but he could have either got his leg snapped and continued the fight, which I don't know if he would have because your leg is snapped, but whatever. Or I don't know. You could have done something better, and you could have probably survived to get to the second round. But this is what I'm saying, bro. This happened in the Michael Volkanovski versus Kevin Holliday. Kevin Holloway. Holland fight. Jesus. Where he wasn't gonna tap, but the ref stopped the fight because his arm was gonna break. And I know you don't want to see breakages in the UFC because it just kind of sucks, bro. We've had a long history with breakages with Weidman and Anderson Silva. But I feel the ref has to wait until the fighter says something, bro. Like, let that shit break at this point. Either let that shit break, or I don't think this was a bad stoppage because, you know, it's a heavyweight. It's not like he was going to get out of that heel hook in time. That shit was probably going to snap, but whatever. Justin Tafa, go get your bitch ass to PFL after you just slap Valter Walker for no reason after taking that L, bro. On to the next fight of the card. We got my boy. Oh yeah, I picked Justin Tafa to win that fight, by the way. But my boy, I picked Carlos Prates. I'm pretty sure everybody and their moms picked Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates against Jingliang. Go watch my Fighting Nerds video if you haven't watched it. I've said this like a million times. The potential this man has, and he showed it here. In the first round, Jingliang was kicking the crap out of Prates' leg, but Prates lands his left hook, his signature left hook. And you know, they were like mostly filling each other out on the feet, and Jingliang started landing more, like doing his thing towards the end. But Prates was tagging this man on the feet. He even dropped him with the left in the first. Now the Leech, I don't know what his game plan was coming into this fight, but the guy's chest tattoo says Muay Thai, and you're making this into a Muay Thai fight. What are you doing? Go take this man down. I don't know. I don't know what the Leech thought. I don't know what his game plan was, what his corner was telling him. But in the second round, Prates just looked even cleaner on the feet. Eventually dropping Jingliang again with a left to 1-2. And then kept tagging him with that same left. And put the Leech to sleep, bro. And that was the first person to even knock out the Leech. And the Leech was just... I knew he wasn't going to win this fight because, man, coming off all these injuries and stuff. And Prates just way faster and just more technical and cleaner on the feet. And you're playing into his game. Great win by Carlos Prates, man. Can't wait to see his next fight. Hopefully I think he could fight one more time this year, man. He barely took even like any damage in this fight. I don't know who the UFC give him though. Hopefully he comes out like on a short notice fight though. On to the next fight of the card, we have Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Tuivasa. I picked Jairzinho Rozenstruik to win this fight. And he won this fight. And he did what he needed to do to win this fight. You know, make it a technical fight. Use his jab, use his leg kicks to hurt Tai. Be the faster one on the feet. Tai in the beginning of this fight looked really scared to even throw anything hard. And when he would chuck something, it was really close to landing against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. And that was basically the story of this fight. Like, Tuivasa just trying to kill him with like an overhand right or something. But Jairzinho Rozenstruik obviously has good head movement, and he would just back up and, jab and leg kick. And it wasn't a close fight, But one of the judges, Howie Booth, had it 30-27 for Tai. I don't know how. Tai was nowhere near, like, maybe he won a round, but I don't think he even won a round. Jairzinho, he literally won the last round as well of this fight. He had a 30-27, and Dana White pulled the plug on this man and said, "You're done for the night." And they said it before the third round of the Gamrot hooker fight. And I was just like, thank God. Because if you given this man a 30-27, I'm pretty sure Tuivasa paid you under the table or some shit. Tuivasa didn't retire. I don't know what's next for Tuivasa. But man, he just can't be going out here and getting beat like this, man. Like, you're just gonna... You're like... I know you're in a losing streak right now, but shit, man. Like, I don't know. You just don't show improvement. I don't know. On to the next fight of the card. Not gonna waste my time with this one. But this one right here, oof, what a fight. Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Oof, what a fight, bro. I picked Gamrot to win this fight because I thought he would like get takedowns on Dan Hooker. But in the first round, Dan Hooker... well, first of all, in the first round, Gamrot gets Dan Hooker's leg after he attempts a kick and takes him down. But Hooker gets back up, gets hit by a right by Gamrot. Gamrot gets on top, and he starts going crazy on him, throwing punches, ground and pound, cutting Hooker. But then Dan gets back up and hurts Gamrot with a left hook. Nasty, bro. And Gamrot is like chasing the takedown to save his life, but survives. Now, obviously, you give that first round to Gamrot, but the second round, Gamrot gets a takedown, got side control on Dan Hooker, but Dan gets back up. Gamrot shoots for another takedown, but story of this fight was Dan Hooker using the guillotine to get out of these takedowns and getting up. But in the second round, it was Gamrot, just trying to put pressure on Dan Hooker, but Dan Hooker is obviously the Hangman, and he was swinging back and still in this fight. In the third round, this was a close fight, but in the third round, Gamrot tries to go for a takedown. Hooker stuffs that crap. Good defense, going for another guillotine to get back up. And then he just started pouring it on Gamrot, dude. Looked super good on the feet, eventually landing a left, man. And even before the third round even started, Dan Hooker was like, man, I love this shit. And you can tell on the look on his face that he really does, bro. And I'm glad Dan Hooker won this fight. He really needed the win. He won by split decision, really close fight. And he put up a nice post-fight press conference, post-fight interview, my bad. Man, Dan Hooker looked fun. It was a fun fight. This one was a fun fight, really close. Something we needed because the card was like, the main card was like a little dead. Well, not really. It was that tight Tuivasa Jairzinho Rozenstruik fight that kind of killed it, but and time zone as well. But shoot, man, what a fight. On to the co-main. Steve Erceg versus Kai Kara-France. I picked Erceg to win this fight, and that was sad to see. Kai Kara-France, holy crap. Man, Don't Blink is really his nickname, and man, nobody should have blinked, because this man throws a 1-2 and then throws an overhand left that drops Steve Erceg, and from there on out, I knew Erceg was in trouble, boy. Erceg was so hurt he was not going to recover from that, and all Kai needed to do was land a right, and he landed that right hand to end the fight. I couldn't even say, man, that was an early stoppage, man. He dropped him nasty. And, man, that arena was quiet when they saw Erceg got dropped and lost. It's like they had their money on Erceg, or they wanted Erceg to win, but Kai Kara-France, man, he's dangerous, and that's why he has 13 first-round finishes in this division, and he has a really good power. Now, can he have a chance at Pantoja? I don't know. That's something to discuss another day, but Steve Erceg right now has the Dominic Reyes script. I saw it on an Instagram post before I started shooting this, but basically won the champ and got knocked out by a vet, man, just like Reyes did. And it sucks. I really wanted to see Erceg win this fight, but he started off really slow in this first round, and I was like, Like, yeah, you can start off slow in the first round, but he wasn't really hurting or doing anything to Kai Kara-France, and Kai Kara-France was just there, like, ready to set up everything, and he did. Great win by Kai Kara-France. On to the main event. Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. Boy, what a fight this was, man. Oof, what a fight. I picked Dricus du Plessis to win it. Man, this guy he is the definition of having dog inside you. In the first round, though, Izzy looked really good. He was super clean on the feet. He even cut Dricus with a knee to the head, but Dricus did super good with the leg kicks and the body kicks. He was there tagging Izzy a little bit too. But this second round, DDP did a great job. He mixed in the wrestling. He made it into a wrestling match. He got Izzy's back, almost subbed him too. Tripped Izzy a whole bunch of times. Was just there dragging him back to the floor. And Izzy did grab the cage a couple freaking times, and Goddard didn't tell him shit. But whatever. It was 1-1 going into the third. Crazy third round. But dude, crazy third round. DDP really looked sloppy, but was still landing good shots on the feet. Izzy was just using his jab, landing crazy body shots, and he had it was 32-33 off the body shots or something like that. It was crazy. But you can tell both fighters were kind of slowing down. And you can tell because, DDP was looking sloppy. He was looking like his old self again. But, man, DDP, when he makes the fight sloppy, he makes it into his fight. And it's, and he can win. And he's going to win the fight. Not going to lie. And in that fourth round, Israel was back at it. He was tagging DDP. He was doing body shots again. But, dude, Dricus kind of tags Israel with a right, and he chases Israel because Israel's kind of running away from him. But the entire time in this fight, DDP would blitz in to Israel, and in this moment right here, he kind of blitzed in with a flurry and lands 2 right hooks that both of them hurt Izzy really bad, bro. And smartest thing he did right here, man. I think the smartest person to ever fight Israel Adesanya and get a win off this man. Remember, Israel is really good. And he jumps the back of Israel Adesanya, gets the leg hooks in, and goes for the choke immediately. And Izzy was just probably thinking he wasn't going to do it, and he did. And man, when I saw Izzy tap, I literally freaking lost my shit. The real African champ did it. Finished Israel Adesanya, and it was great to see. Now, DDP showed great sportsmanship that I know if Izzy would have won, he would have just been showboating and doing some crazy shit or whatever. But at the end, he did show, DDP his respect. And DDP gave this man time on the mic. His gloves were off. And I was like, is Izzy really going to retire? Is he going to retire? But he doesn't. And I'm glad he doesn't retire because he's still has a couple more years in him. But because it showed in this fight. He still did. But still. Who is next for Israel Adesanya? Maybe you give him Sean Strickland. I don't think so though. Who do you give DDP? Do you give him the Sean Strickland rematch? Even though he finished Israel Adesanya? I don't know. I saw Nasvar Imodov calling out Dricus to Plessis saying, "Oh, you finished Israel. Strickland couldn't do it. Is my time now." But dude, just an overall great fight right here by both guys. Dricus, man, he's not showing levels, man, but he's showing that, man, when it's his type of fight, when he makes it sloppy and he gets his opportunities, he's gonna finish off these. He's gonna finish, man. And I can't wait to see his next fight. I can't wait to see Israel's next fight. Pretty sure he's not gonna get another title shot for a while. This was just to, get some money off this Perth card. But man, what a fight. What a card overall. I just can't wait. I can't wait, man. This is JNAPS MMA. I'm gonna drop another video for y'all pretty soon. I'm out, folks.